Today, I'm going to talk about Atomic Habits by James Clear. First, let's say what are habits? Habits are small incremental changes that accumulates and becomes part of you over time. They are things that you do and eventually become subconscious. Like, for example, if I always pick things up from the floor when they're not meant to be there, over time I become a very tidy person. But if I always pick my nose or chew my fingers in public, at some point I won't even know that I'm doing it, but I'll be doing it, and that becomes a bad habit. Now let's talk about success. Success is not when one big thing just happens in your life. It's not when you win the lottery and then you get money, because you could gamble that money in one day and then you become broke again. It's when you accumulate many behaviors and when you put changes that positively impact you over time. For example, now I always get what needs to be done when it needs to be done and how it needs to be done. In the future, when I become a boss or a manager, those things will impact me because now they're like part of me. And when I'm asked to do something, I do it well. Next is atomic habits. Atomic habits are the building blocks of much more larger habits. It's when you focus on these small behaviors and it gets to something big over time. They are like habits that when you do them, when you focus on them, even though they are small and not really relevant, they get better. And if you focus on the positive ones, they impact you successfully over time. Now, let's talk about self-control. You definitely need self-control if you want to get to your goals with atomic habits. You need to learn how to control yourself subconsciously. And at first, it's more like a very hard thing to do. It's like this muscle that you need to train to grow stronger. Of course, it's very hard at the beginning, but when you keep doing it, it gets to something much more bigger and better and that impacts you. Then, lastly, we need to talk about setbacks. Now, for setbacks, it happens to every one of us when we want to achieve a goal. But what to do is not to stop there and be like, oh, this thing is very hard, let me just stop it. You need to keep your eyes on the goal. You need to look at what you're doing and say, this is where I'm going to go and I must get to it. And you keep moving forward. Now, when you keep your eyes on the goal, you won't see all the chaos that is going around you. And you just keep going. You won't start worrying. And when you do that, after you're finished with that challenge, you learn things. And if that challenge comes again, it will be much more easier to get through it than the last. Thank you for listening.